The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "As the Father loves me, so I also love you. Remain in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy be in you and your joy may be complete. This is my commandment: love one another as I love you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you: love one another." The Gospel of the Lord. Now there was a serpent more subtle than any other wild creature that the Lord God had made. I'm reading from Genesis chapter 3, the fall of Adam and Eve. Listen. He said to the woman, "Did God say you shall not eat of any tree of the garden?" And the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but God said, you shall not eat of the fruit." But the serpent said to the woman, "You will not die, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." This is the strategy of the devil against us, always. Notice now, embedded within the serpent's invitation, there's a lie in here, which is at the heart of all sin. If you ever struggled with sin in your life, and all of us do, this same slithering voice is there. Have you ever been, how about this, whenever you said, "Oh, should I go to Mass this Sunday? I got a lot of things to do. I'm not going to go." Notice within that simple line is the same lie of the serpent. Or if we, whatever vice we're battling with, and we're battling, like, should I do this sin? And then we say, yeah, okay, I'll do this sin. It's the same lie that's in here. And this lie is this: if I want to be happy, I need to do this apart from God. I need to shun God's commandments and do it myself to achieve this joy. Because God is holding back from me. And if I want to be free, I need to reject God. Every sin has this lie integrated into it. It's part of its DNA. God is holding back from me, and I need to reject him if I want to be happy. Contrast the serpent's voice with the gospel today. Now listen. "As the Father loves me, so I also love you. I have told you these commandments so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete." Now here's the key line. I have told you everything that I've heard from my Father. Look at that there. Do you see the contrast between the two? The devil says to Adam and Eve and says to all of us, God is your enemy. You don't follow his commandments. If you want to be happy, do it yourself. Live your own life. And then Jesus says, I hold nothing back from you. All I have, I give you. Follow my commandments to remain in my love. Do you see the two different types of lives that was before us? And then Paul beautifully in the first reading, notice what Paul says. He says, I proclaim to you the inscrutable riches of Christ. And this is a great promise right here. If we stay faithful to Jesus Christ and we love him, as Deuteronomy 26 says, with all of our heart, mind, and soul, if I make God the center and the priority of my life, that he has my entire self, Jesus will give us the inscrutable riches that which only comes from him. He is offering everything to us if we stay faithful to him. So that our joy may be complete. And you'll notice this too as well. You notice whenever we fall in sin, when we follow the serpent's lead and we try to reject God, you notice that we're never happy? You notice that? The joy that sin promises always fails. And we're always left more hungry, more desperate, and more anxious. The devil's a liar. And our Father tells us the truth.